Hello, everybody. Welcome to VWG. I am doctor, actor, and podcast host with me, Dr. Janet McMoride, here with me.
Hello, great to be here.
Oh, for sure. I'm not sick, so I don't need any medications right now.
I'm off duty right now anyway.
That's good. I wanted to make a joke before we got into the other fun stuff. All right. So when we're typically young, we have passions and dreams. Was it your original passion and dream to become a doctor or an actress, or was it for something else?
I actually thought I was going to be a teacher when I was a kid. Both my parents are teachers, and I loved playing school. I remember my mom bringing home two school desks so I could pretend to play school with my poor sibling who did not want to be the student, but I really wanted to be the teacher. But what I realized as I got older was it wasn't so much being a teacher. I just wanted to be in front of an audience and be loud and have everyone pay attention to me and do silly things. I do remember really gravitating towards science in high school and really loving biology and really loving. I did a PE fitness class where I learned not so much about sports, but more about how the body moves in space. So I did a kinesiology degree and grad school in kinesiology. And then when I went into medical school, I was told there is a branch of medicine called sports medicine. I said, "Oh my gosh, this is right up my alley." So, yeah, to medical school and then became a doctor. I did, I guess.
Well, that's really good that you're helping save lives.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And speaking of science, who was your inspirations?
I think, I really like this question. I think from a like inspiration career wise and just human wise, I know this is kind of a cliche, but it really is true. But my parents are huge inspirations for me. They
I
are
respect
both,
that.
yeah, they're both incredible. I mean, my mom has since passed away, but my dad is still with us. It's actually his birthday today.
Oh, happy
So,
birthday.
yeah, shout out to Alan McMordie, my dad. It's his birthday. But they were very curious. They're always been curious human beings. They had very like analytical science brains, but were true artists as well. They were both musicians. They both kept learning things. I remember my mom learning how to play the bagpipes when she turned 40,
Oh.
just constantly wanting to learn new things and being curious about the world and the people in it.
Mm.
So that I think is my biggest inspiration for how I try and live my life as both a doctor, an actor, and human. In sports medicine, I had two big mentors who were both like women in sports medicine, Dr. Kathy Walker and the late Janice Harvey, who were just constantly being encouraged to learn from people younger than them, which I think is a rare thing in medicine.
Hmm.
When the older you get, you kind of don't want to learn new tricks, but I
Uh-huh.
always witness them being excited to have medical students and learners in their office because they could learn from their younger colleagues. And yeah, they were definitely big mentors to me in the very male dominated world of sports medicine. They were some of
Mm.
the OG female sports doctors in
Mm.
Canada. Mhm.
Respect, respect. Now, as a doctor, what are some of your biggest challenges while completing medical school? And what are some of your biggest challenges now as a professional doctor?
Ooh, I think medical school, when I look back at it, I always joke, like if I woke up now and like tomorrow morning and I'm almost 40 and they said you have to do medical school again, I'd be like, there's no way. It's exhausting, it's stressful. There's you don't sleep much. You're learning so much about not just medicine, which is hard, but just humanity, which is even harder.
Mhm.
And I think those were big challenges for me. I think, um, my mom unfortunately got sick during my medical training and passed away during my medical training. So I
Oh,
think,
wow.
I mean, obviously that's of course, that was a massive challenge, but I think, kind of trying to navigate, um, that was a struggle. And I think again, if I look back on what I did then and how I managed it, I don't think it was the most healthy thing in the world.
Mm.
I think, right now as a doctor, I know myself a lot better. I've done a lot of therapy.
Mm.
And I think the biggest challenge now is finding that balance. I think that's always been a challenge for me, but really now I think I'm recognizing more how important that balance is between my professional life and my personal life, and the need for rest and for recovery. Especially as I get older, that need is more, I think. But I've definitely noticed I handle it a lot better. Yeah, it's the same challenge, but the older I get, the more I know myself and I'm able to push through those challenges a lot more effectively, I'd say.
Yeah, I still got about 20 plus years until I have that
Yeah.
experience. Now, as an actress and podcast host, once you first started acting and hosting, were you expecting to achieve high success? If not, what were you hoping for once you were starting to be on camera?
Yeah, to be honest, I love this question because I was reflecting on it this morning, and I think the publicist human in me wants to be like, no, I just wanted to do it for the story, for the no. I of course I thought I would be more successful. I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't. Honestly, I was very naive going into the industry and into podcasting. I had some early success in the world of acting. My very first audition for a commercial, it was a huge commercial. I booked it, and my brain was like, "Oh, well, this is easy," which that
Hmm.
is so not true and so disrespectful of the craft of acting. But yeah, of course, when I thought I would be more successful where I am now, than where I am right now. But I think what I learned was to redefine what success is, as I was slowly noticing, oh, you're not going to become this one hit wonder commercial success overnight. Wow. When I realized that wasn't going to happen, I think the big switch for me was, I guess the good analogy is the tortoise and the hare, right? Like
Hmm.
I was making these small strides, these slow strides, these builds, very slow builds that when you're in the thick of it are frustrating, but when you take a step back and realize, oh, this is actually building longevity, it's building legacy. And it's actually these small little things like one person reaching out to me saying, I was really impacted by your podcast. Those little, I guess, wins, those little progress points really are so much more important than, just a flash in the pan overnight success.
Hmm.
I'm so grateful of those lessons that I've learned over the past 3 years of doing this podcast and doing some, again, as corny as it sounds, the inner work, being like, no, like, what is success to you? Redefine it. This industry is frustrating and humbling and awesome and tiny and weird
Hmm.
and doesn't make any
All
sense.
over the place.
All over the place. I can't really get a finger on it. I don't quite understand it. But what I can control is, how I react to the situations, and also the the joy I get from being able to tell people stories, and I'm sure you can relate to this, and to have people be impacted by the stories you're telling, whether it's just the tiniest little thing. I
Hmm.
think that's it's so 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 important, and that actually, you know, means so much more to me now when I look back at it than, I think than if early on I would have achieved some huge, big, quick success and then it just would disappear like flash in the pan. Yeah.
Mm. I love you. I love your storytelling,
Thank you.
Doctor.
I
And
appreciate that.
oh, for sure. Now, this is going to be my last question, and then I'm going to leave it on to you, if you know what I
Hmm.
mean.
Sure.
A doctor and an actress are completely different occupations, but
Hmm.
what do you think the biggest similarities are between a doctor and an actress?
Ooh, I think the biggest thing is both need deep, deep empathy, like
Mm,
deep empathy. In both cases, you are stepping into someone else's reality. You are being witness to somebody telling a story, which as a doctor is so an immense amount of trust and vulnerability and respect, and it's such an honor to hear a lot of the stories that I hear from my patients. But it's the same thing when you're stepping into a character, I think. I think the biggest thing that I had to realize for both occupations is that none of this is about me. None of it. It's about me, Janet, the doctor, me, Janet, the actor. It is about my connection with you, my patient across from me, with you, my scene partner, with the other human across from me. That's all that matters. Nobody cares about you. Set it aside. Set the ego aside. It's purely about the developing the empathy for the person sitting across from you. And I think both occupations really are about storytelling and, listening to the stories that are being told
Hmm.
and helping others tell their story, whether it's, the patient helping them tell their story to a path into healing, or a playwright or a screenwriter helping them tell their story that they've put so much of their heart and soul into. I think helping people of all ages, life stories, anything, both, it's about helping people feel seen and understood and finding that connection, finding that human connection.
Hmm. I agree. Totally agree. All right, now I'm going to leave it on to you. Do you have any questions for me?
I always love talking to fellow interviewers, podcasters, about what brought you into this.
Well, I like talking to people and getting to know people because I'm a people's person. Don't know if you can tell, but
Yep.
and I love comedy and I try to do interviews like with a comedic style.
Mm-hmm.
And I even though I like making new friends, I like getting to know people, which I already mentioned, but it's fun getting to know people with different backgrounds, no matter how different they are.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have any crazy stories or fun stories from your podcasting career so far?
Uh, do I have any fun, any well, maybe not considered podcasting, but recently I did an interview with 5 people. Are you familiar with the YouTube channel React Media
React Media.
or the Fine
No.
Bros?
No, I'm not a big YouTuber, and I feel like I'm old for saying that.
It's okay. I challenged 5 of the past and present reactors on their Canadian knowledge, and yeah, they actually did pretty good. I was really surprised about what they knew. And they were all like making Canadian jokes, they didn't know Canada's population.
That's so fun. I mean, you had 5 people.
Yeah, that's my biggest interview so far.
That is impressive. How did you manage 5 personalities?
I got the fingers, I got the computer. I'm a young guy, I know what's up in this
Yeah.
field.
That is really cool. I remember there used to be back in the day, there was a TV show that was talking to Americans, and it was like asking them questions about Canada and the world and stuff like that. And yeah, they really didn't have any answers for, like, again, it was kind of, it was very comedic and it was very, very funny. So that reminds me of that.
Nice. Do you have any other questions or?
Um, no, those are the ones I was thinking of when you and I were chatting. I was just mainly just curious about what brought you into this world, and I always love hearing funny stories from people because again, we're all storytellers and life is insane, and it's just great to hear the comedy.
I agree. Before I say goodbye, I must tell you, whenever I go to the doctors and they give me, needles, I'm not sure if this scares you or anything, but I always look at the needle whenever it goes in.
That is so funny
Not to
because
keep any of you viewers out or anything.
no, it's so funny because I can't. I draw blood from patients all day, every day. I give patients needles all day, every day. But when I get my vaccines or when I get blood drawn, I can't look. And the nurses always kill themselves laughing because I'm such a chicken. When it comes to my own stuff, I can't watch. There's no way. But other people, I don't care. What? I'm not grossed out. My own, can't do it. That's amazing.
Ah, great. Well, now that my happy pills are inside,
Yeah.
thank you for taking the time to heal me, Dr. Janet, and talking to me about your historic life.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciated it. It was great fun.
For sure. Thank you again, Dr. Janet, and take care.
Bye.
Bye.